Gather you've got some questions you'd like to ask me. I'll do my best to answer them. Shall we begin? Well, you've been here about an hour. It was only a matter of time. I take it was addressed to us and not you. More often than I'd like to admit, yes. It's bad enough that we can't even walk in the front door of our workplace without having objects hurled at us, but it's... But the people protesting are completely ignorant to what we actually do here. Sometimes I just want to roll my window up and shout down to them to get a job and start contributing to the country instead of ruining it. I'm sorry. He says he wasn't in the building. Well, I don't know how he'd be able to back up that claim. The police found him not too far away from here, that's true, but it was within walking distance. He could have easily got where he did in time, and there's a whole bunch of other evidence. I'm sorry, I just don't see how he thinks that's going to hold any weight. Like who? No, I don't think so. I think it's quite cut and dry. I can't imagine someone else over in the Meta Centre doing it. They like to sound like they know what they're doing, but most of them are incompetent. I know for a fact that some of them use their room number for their alarm code, for God's sake. Does that sound convincing to you? Alex was the only one who really knew what he was doing, and anyway, it's like I said, there was more evidence, wasn't there? Well, for example, the argument we had the night of the attack. Alex and I were having a heated discussion that night. I know that's somewhat anecdotal, but to me it's as good as gold in terms of evidence. Wouldn't you agree? Well, that's that then. If Alex was telling the truth, then wouldn't it be obvious? You see, that's the problem, isn't it? I understand that we need to take everyone's story into account, but there's an inherent risk with listening to the story of a desperate man. He'll say anything to try and escape justice, and people like you are duty-bound to listen to him. I don't know what I'd do if I spoke to him again. I don't think I'd be able to keep my cool. It must be an awkward position you're in, having to research such a terrible person. You must have an opinion on the matter. His actions sparked a debate over the Union Act, defined our jobs. You may not be picking sides, but you must have an opinion. Well, you're in a privileged position being able to disconnect yourself from it all. I wish all the employees here were so lucky. Let's carry on, shall we? Excuse me, what? I didn't say anything about an alarm code. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I must have misspoken. Everyone in the Meta Centre is very careful with their security. I wouldn't... well, let's not dwell on that. No, it was another office. Can we please move on to a different subject, Mr. Miller? Don't you have something about my work that you'd like to ask at all? OK, Mr. Miller, that's all I've got time for, I'm afraid. Can you please see yourself out?